Hey everybody, Sean here, and welcome to Revealing Truth. Kristy Eldrege is who we're looking at today. Remember her? She's special because she's an apostle and a prophet. No, she's not. Folks, it doesn't matter who's claiming to be an apostle these days, because they're not. None of these people were personally chosen by Jesus, and none of these people are walking in the signs of an apostle, as we're told of in 2 Corinthians 12. And these are signs, wonders, and miracles. Seriously, if you ever meet one of these so-called apostles, just ask them two questions. Did you walk with Jesus and were personally chosen by him when he walked the earth 2,000 years ago? If they say no, then they're not an apostle. And if they say yes, they're a liar. And the second question to ask is, are you doing the same miracles the apostles did in the Bible? If the answer is no, then they aren't an apostle. And if the answer is yes, then they're a liar. Because if anyone today was seeing people healed like we read about in the Bible, they'd have thousands of people following them around the world, just like we read in the Bible. But of course, that isn't happening either. We did that video on Kristy just 4 months ago, and she had about 8,500 subscribers. And now she's at 14,500. And if you know anything about YouTube, you know that's a crazy amount of growth in only 4 months. And that just tells us a bit more about what people are really interested in these last days. And what are these itching ears listening to her teach about? How about lies like, you are an apostle, teaching on speaking in tongues? Or maybe it's this recent video on what God told her about Todd White. Oh boy, I can hardly wait.
I heard the Lord say, Todd White is a prophet in the likeness of John the Baptist. Extreme persecution has only brought him higher.
No, God didn't say that. Anybody with access to the internet has most likely seen all the exposing on Todd White Mike Winger's done lately. Not to mention all the other videos that myself and others have done exposing him over the past years. It takes a willing ignorance to brush aside all the false teachings of Todd White and claim that God told you he's like John the Baptist. That actually goes beyond ignorant and crosses over into being outright deceptive. So what else did God have to say about Todd? Well, she continues.
He has a new fire, a renewed flame. He will not stop, but he will be rerouted by my mighty hand. I am sending him to the nations. The persecution will cause him to flee. He is my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased.
This lady is a blasphemous heretic to say such a thing. She's actually using God's words about Jesus and applying them to Todd White. And in just one day, she's already received 186 thumbs up for this blasphemy. And here's something else God didn't tell her.
The reports about Todd White are fake news. I will put him in a high place. He will burn for me on another level. He will be untouchable.
This isn't from God, and the news about Todd is all real with video clips to prove it. So if you're believing this phony apostle/prophet, then you only have yourself to blame, because there's plenty of evidence online to confirm what's being said about Todd. The rest of her quote-unquote prophecy is more of the same nonsense, so we'll spare you that pain for today. But we'll finish off what God told her about Mike Winger.
Mike Winger, I allowed you to release your fake news and false reports. How will you fare under my scrutiny?
What a load of garbage. I'm quite sure Mike's going to be just fine. But I wouldn't want to be Todd or Kristy on Judgment Day. That's for sure. Once again, if you can't see through this false apostle, then your spiritual eyes are closed, and we can only pray that God would open them. And if you weren't aware of Kristy, she's definitely another one to mark and be avoided. So with that being said, leave your comments below, and until next time, take care and God bless.